Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Peace, family. This your brother, Mr. Holipsism, coming to you on this fine Sunday evening. Well, actually, Sunday afternoon. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. Anyway, I felt the need to do this video because, you know, there's this. If you're the person who's on the side of nationhood, and especially nationhood on the continent, you know, a lot of people are for nationhood, but they think that you should have nationhood here in America. And that's because they have Stockholm syndrome and they're a bunch of fucking idiots who don't know what a nation actually is. But I won't get into that. I mean, I've talked on that numerous times. But one of the things that annoys me the most about this conversation is the presupposition and the attitude that comes with it. When I'm talking to an idiot who's against nationhood on the continent, and I get this vibe from them like somebody is trying to force them or other black people to go to Africa. It's the whole overriding vibe that I get from their stance and their argument is that you're trying to force me to go to Africa and I don't want to go because this is America and I was born here and I don't know nothing about Africa. And I'm listening to all this and it's sort of like you're not going for the surface stuff. You're going like to the core of what they're talking about. And the only thing that's going through my mind is, nigga, who the fuck told you we wanted you in Africa? Why do you assume that nationalists and progressives, African-centered progressives, are trying to drag black people, especially black people like you, to Africa? What made you think that? What gave you that impression? Because when we talk about nationhood, especially on my channel, we're usually talking about people who want to go to Africa, people that want to establish something overseas. Those are the people we have these conversations with. In the BAIO Ning site, we're not sitting there arguing and trying to convince Negroes to go to Africa. You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I just want to touch on these points because I hear these points all the time. Well, the first one I addressed, I'm not going to Africa people. I addressed that in a short period of time. So let's move on. The next point is you guys are going to bring the same mentality to Africa that you have in America. Well, this segues from the point that I just made. If the only people that are interested in going to Africa are nationalists and African-centered progressives or people who think we should have a nation overseas, then guess what mentality we're bringing over to Africa? We're bringing over a nationalist and progressive, African-centered progressive mentality. That's the mentality that we're bringing over to America. What other mentality are you talking about? Because the only people going to Africa, the only people that's going to step foot into Africa, and the only people that's going is people that's going to that's going to have a passport that are willing to go overseas with no problem, no issues. These are the people that I'm in conversations with every day. I'm not talking to niggas that want to stay here. If you want to stay here, stay here. Who is fighting with you? But the problem is you guys inject yourselves into a conversation that only should be had by black nationalists and African-centered progressives, and you're coming into the conversation trying to throw a turd into the punch bowl when it has nothing to do with you. Stay your black ass here in America. Fine. The only time you see us argue against you is when you try to come and say how we shouldn't go to Africa, which is me Like, what you gonna do? You gonna go out on the runway? You gonna lay out on the runway so that the plane can't take off? Why? Is that the misery loves company shit that you on? Only people who want to go are going. So that's the mentality that we're taking. Now, I've also heard this. If you guys go over to Africa, but what about the issues and the problems that we have here in America? You got black folks getting killed by the police. We're being discriminated against, blah, 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 blah. You know, they go off a laundry list of shit that's happening here in America. And this is, y'all probably already know what I'm going to say, but this is like a no-brainer. This is like a Captain Obvious point that I'm going to make here. What I have to say to the people that say that is, nigga, that's your problem. What the fuck are we concerned about what's happening over here in America when you to do it right here, niggas? What are you doing about it? We're talking about going overseas to establish something. You want to stay here because this is your land. Oh, by the way, I don't know. Maybe I better let you in on a little something. You might not know this. But in your land, there's an entity, a government entity in your land that's collecting taxes from all the people in your land and you. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I mean, if you selling weight on your block and there's another nigga that come and he starts selling weight, I'm assuming there's going to be a problem. So what are you going to do about the government entity called the United States government that's collecting taxes from your citizens? Because this is your land, right? Okay. All the problems that come with being here in America is the problem for you Captain America Negroes, militant integrationists, Black Power Americans. You know, I've run the Facebook Indians, the Native American tweeters, and the indigenous Instagrammers, and all that comes with that's your problem. Don't put that off on us. If you don't care about Africa, fuck Africa. I ain't no African. I'm here in America. So then you stay your black ass here and you deal with everything that comes with America, and don't be asking us what we gonna fucking do about it when we want to go overseas and establish something. So that's your problem, nigga. Deal with it. And what's the time frame on that? What's it like, 498 years right now and counting? 5 months and 2 days, 3 days now? You know, but that's your problem. I don't really care. So when I see stuff like the Starbucks stuff going on that people want me to comment on, I don't, you know, listen, is this stuff shocking to y'all anymore? Is it? This is what y'all want to deal with. You want to stay in this Batman versus the Joker relationship with white people perpetually. So what's the problem? What's the problem? You want to deal with racism and discrimination and all this other stuff and constantly be feeling pressure on your back and can't go outside without police following you, and every time you ride your cars, you take a chance on getting killed. This is what you want because this is your land. So you deal with those problems. Now let's see if the masses, how much patience they have. Because obviously they have a lot. They've been dealing with this for hundreds of years. And how many people want to establish something of their own outside of this country? And we always said, if you establish a base of operations outside of this country, it can make it your way of living in your life a whole lot easier for the people that want to stay in this country. So I'm not mad at the people that want to stay. You know, I'm not making fun of the people that want to stay. I'm making fun of the people who want to stay and who are trying to throw a turd in the punch bowl to the people that's trying to go overseas to establish something. Those are the niggas that I'm making fun of. And those are the ones that I'm going to continue to clown. But anyway, I just had to get that off of my chest because these niggas kill me with this. Oh, I ain't going to Africa. Nigga, stay here. Who the fuck wants you there? Nobody wants you. And on that note, I'll holler at you good people later. Have a good Sunday. Relax. whatever y'all do, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
It was war they wanted and war they got, but they wrote it in the heat with my own